What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Travis. Of course, you are watching TWA Motorsports, and in this video, kind of like the thumbnail shows, we're going to talk about some things that we've got going on with the green truck and the red Trans Am. I kind of put a community post up a while back and asked you guys, what you wanted to see in the next video. Do you want to see the Trans Am or do you want to see the green truck? And I've actually got some stuff filmed on this that you're going to probably see in this video. That will be going kind of back in time when I actually start posting that, because I've started like filming some stuff on both of these, but haven't got finished with either one of those videos. So we're kind of jumping ahead in time. We'll go back a little, but then those videos will finish obviously after this video. But anyway, sorry guys, it is kind of spitting rain and I'm in a metal shop. So if you hear that rain in the background, sorry. It's also cricket season and there's crickets out here. Nothing I can do about it. So you guys are going to hear that in the background. So apologizing up front here. But anyway, all right, the green truck. So look, you guys know I am great at tearing stuff apart. One of the best. In fact, I'm going to say I'm the best at taking stuff apart. It's the going back together that I struggle with, and not really that I struggle with it. It's just that I want to see it go back together a certain way. I'm pretty picky about the way things go, and so when I take something off and it's like dirty, I got to clean it and then paint it, and then it just snowballs into all kinds of stuff. But the original plan with the green truck was to turbo it, okay? From the get-go, when this truck started out as a 4.3 base model truck, crank windows. It is now a stock power window truck. I'm pretty much done with the interior. I put a 5.3 in it and a 4L60 for a while, then I swapped that out to a 4L80 with a billet Circle D converter. I have the provision in the front of the oil pan already welded in for a turbo. This was the plan all along, is to do a turbo. Now, when I started, the reason it's on the two-post, when I started this whole project, that was just for suspension. I wasn't planning on doing the turbo. So what happened was, when I originally lowered this truck, I used a McGaughy's 5.7 drop, 3-inch springs in the front with their 16-inch, 2-inch drop spindles, so it could run a 16-inch wheel. I wasn't ever planning on running that, but I liked the design of it better. It kind of moved the ball joint on the top. And that's why I used what I used. They make a 17-inch spindle and a 16-inch spindle. They're both a 2-inch drop. One, however, doesn't require you to move the ball joint. That's what I used on this. I drove this around back and forth to work for a while, and it rides okay, but it still rides like a lowered truck. And so I wanted to kind of step it up and get something a little nicer. And so I decided to buy the ridetech kit to go to a coilover instead of the coil spring and the separate shock. Oh, by the way, I also had Beltec Street Performance shocks. That's still what's in the back. So I bought that front kit, okay? I was just wanting to do the front for now. When I ordered it, I thought everything was in stock. Well, apparently it wasn't. So I got the coilovers relatively quick. I also got the sway bar. That's what you see wrapped in red there. And all the bracketry for the sway bar and whatnot. But for some reason on that ticket, it showed the upper and lower control arms were out of stock. So I also, in the meantime, bought new McGaughy's 17-inch spindles because we're not going to be relocating our lower ball joint. And I bought new Timken bearings, and I used all this old stuff off of this on the red truck. You guys saw that in the video. Well, I've been waiting, and yesterday I finally got the upper and lower control arms. Well, in the process of waiting, I thought, you know what, it may be a while. I might as well go ahead and start the turbo process. So that is why you see it where it is right now. But I wanted to kind of update you guys on where we're at. I haven't had a lot of time out here, and I've been spending a lot of time on the red truck here, which, like I said, you'll be seeing very soon. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I started taking stuff apart and then realized I needed to order more stuff. So I do, however, have all the suspension stuff. But now we're kind of a little deeper in this process, I guess you would say. And yeah, we've got obviously the header's torn off, the exhaust is off of it. I'm debating, and here's where I'm debating. Okay, so I've got the 6-liter that came out of the truck the turbo kit came off of. Should I go to a 6-liter? Now that's a forged internal motor. It really needs cleaned up, which will take me some time. I don't love the cam that's in it, so I would like to swap that out. And I would really like to do something besides, it's got a 317 head on it, but it's got like a dished piston, so it's like lower compression anyway. So if I do the 6-liter, I think I would do some LS3 heads or possibly LS6 head and keep a cathedral port, but I'm kind of back and forth on that. So let me know in the comments what you think I should do. If I do an LS3 head, I'll probably run a stock LS3 intake, which is actually what's sitting in that box on top of it. If I do that, then you do have to relocate this pulley because the intake sets lower, and so this wouldn't work. It's not that big a deal. You just cut this bracket and move that over. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Should I leave the 5.3 and just put it back together with the turbo kit? I've really that's the direction I've been leaning, and use a 6-liter and something else down the road, or pull the 5.3. It's not like it's a lot more work to do that. I know it seems like it, but it's really not. And go with the 6-liter. So you let me know in the comments down there what you think. But anyway, I have realized that once I started installing this, hey, crap, I need some more parts. So one of the parts is right here. This is an aluminum radiator, and I am moving back to a 28-inch core. Okay, so this truck originally, because it was a V6 truck, came with a 28-inch core. They make 2 core radiators. They make a 28 and they make a 34. The 34 sits more like out here, like the bolt holes actually right there for it. And that's what you see up top there. That is the radiator. I bought a brand new GM radiator when I did this engine swap, and I put a set of electric fans off like a 05 up Tahoe on this thing, and then wired that in. So that would work, but with this turbo kit and the routing of stuff, you have to chop a ton of your headlights out in order to make the intercooler work up here, because it has to go way out and around that new thicker radiator, or wider radiator, I guess. And so I have talked to a couple people, and Rowan rides out in Florida. He has used this on multiple builds and says he's never had an issue with them overheating. This is a 28-inch core, just a cheapy aluminum core, guys. You can get this on eBay. I'll try to list it in the description down below. But that's why I'm moving to. And then I'm going to use 2 SPAL electric fans to cool this thing off. And I'm going to buy a cheap, you can get them off eBay, aluminum shroud that will hold 2 14-inch fans. That is what I'm going to go to on this. So with that 28-inch core, that allows me a lot more room to not have to trim all of this headlight bucket out and make this headlight like super flimsy. That's kind of what happens when you do that. So that is why I am doing what I'm doing. I don't think I'm going to have any problems with it overheating. Like I said, he's done a ton of these and never had an issue. So that's what the aluminum radiator's down there for. I'm still waiting on a shroud and some fans. And then the wiring that I had on this, I have upgraded too. So I'm going to be moving to an AC controlled one as opposed to tapping into a wire for the secondary fan. On the 99 to 02 trucks, they don't have a true fan controller. You can pin one in, but the other one is being used, and I think you lose something. I can't remember what you lose if you plug it into that opening. I think it's something on the defrost or the AC control. The other thing is, the older 99 to 02 trucks had a different style manifold that goes to the AC compressor. Now my AC compressor is bad, and so I bought a new compressor. That's what's in that green box. That is going to go on here, but it is the 03 up style, and so it has a different line set that allows you to not have this big bulky manifold, and it kind of makes it fitting the turbo a lot nicer, a little more sanitary. So that is why I've chosen to upgrade for a couple reasons. One, my compressor's toast, and 2, that'll give me more room for turbo stuff. So that's kind of what we're doing there. Aside from that, you can see that our coolant reservoir is here. We're going to have to get possibly a different, what am I thinking? Oh, the lines. The line set's going to have to be different. I may be able to use that on the firewall. The dryer itself, I think we may end up using a different model. I don't know. We'll just have to see when we get there. So a lot of things have been kind of thrown into this. I'm going to start, however, soon, hopefully fitting up some of the turbo stuff. I may end up having to take it back off and move stuff around, but I'm going to try to start mocking some stuff up very soon. But that kind of gives you an update on where we're at here. Now, as far as the suspension stuff, like I said, I have all it. I've got new outer tie rod ends. Oh, I have a new rack. So what I'd like to do is probably, I need to remove the old rack, just bite the bullet, do it, let the drain the power steering pump. I put a new pump on this, the pump's good. I'll probably do a new line set, but I'd like to pull the old steering gear out, paint some stuff like behind it, clean it up a little bit, and then put this new one in. That'd get a big box out of my way. and then I'll probably upgrade the lines. The only reason I haven't ordered new lines for the power steering is I'm not 100% sure that this is where the cooler is going to live. I think I may end up having to move it. I don't know yet, but this thing needs to lean back a little bit more so I don't have to trim all of my grill apart. So we're just gonna have to, it's gonna be kind of a trial and error and test fitting stuff as we go. Aside from that, we've got some brackets there on this box that it's gonna hold the transmission cooler. It'll actually go underneath, kind of behind the bumper. I may end up having to take the bumper off for that. And then in that box leaning up against the motor back there, that is a new AC condenser, and it is a little more shallow. I think it's a little more shallow than the one we had before, so it kind of just barely overhangs the radiator. Once again, trying to gain some room for intercooler piping. That's kind of where we're at on that. So just wanted to give you guys an update on why you haven't seen, like I said, I've been busy working on the red truck, and then I've been sick and I haven't had a ton of time. I rarely get sick, but I just haven't wanted to work out here. And then when I do want to work out here, we've got a birthday party or something kid related. It's just, you know, it's just life. But anyway, on to the Trans Am. So the Trans Am has been a real thorn in my side. We were really rolling on it, and like I said, I've got some stuff filmed on it. Obviously, you can see that we've got the new wheels and tires on it. I'm really excited about the way it's looking, other than it's really dirty and I need to wash it. But as you guys know, I got it running, took it out for a drive, came back, transmission leak and brake line leak. So I got the transmission leak fixed, I think, which you'll see in that video that I've already filmed part of. Both of them my fault. One of them more of my fault than the other. And then I put a new brake line setup on it, which you'll see in that video as well, but I still have a small leak on one of the lines under the hood. And no, it's not leaking on the 53. I've got drip pans underneath that to make sure that didn't happen. I had to move this back so Dana could charge her car. The joys of owning a Tesla, guys. But anyway, you know, if I had this Trans Am deal to do all over, I'd have done a couple things. One, I bought an automatic specifically because I thought I'd keep this car forever, and I still think I will. But I bought an automatic because I thought when I'm like 75 years old and want to get in my Trans Am and drive around and like relive the good old days, I thought I'm not going to want to be shifting that thing. My knees may have given out, and I just wanted to put it in gear and go. So that's why I bought an automatic. The other thing is I was like wanting to set the world on fire with some twin turbo kit, and it'd be really fast. I've kind of stepped back from that, as you can see. Now, there's still some nice parts on it, but if I had it to do over, I probably would have bought a 6-speed, and I probably would have left that stupid K-member out of the equation. Guys, if you have ever put a K-member in an F-body, between the brake lines and getting it aligned, it squeaks and rattles. It's just no fun. It really, this one has seemed to be quiet so far, but I think it's going to squeak down the road, and that'll make me bananas. I probably would have left the ABS on instead of doing the whole ABS delete thing. And yeah, I just, you know, sometimes you do things you think you want to do, but they don't pan out. The whole reason I pulled that car apart to begin with is it had like a dime-size oil leak if it would set for like 30 days, and it made me crazy. I hate leaks. I hate oil leaks. I just don't like things that leak. So that's when this all started, and then COVID hit and parts restraints, and then I get the kit and I don't necessarily love the way it fit. I thought it would rattle, and so yeah, then we took that all back off and blank slate, and here we are almost 6 years later. But it is running at least. I just have to figure out the brake line situation, and I've been tied up with the red truck and then obviously the green truck. So just a short little update, or maybe this is long. I don't know how long I've been talking here, but I wanted to give you guys an update on what's going on out here in the shop. You're going to be seeing some stuff on the red truck here, the newer red truck. You're going to be seeing some stuff on the green truck and the Trans Am relatively soon, or at least I hope, if I have the time to work out here. But if you guys did enjoy this small little update video, please, like always, smash that thumbs up button. Guys, if you're not subscribed, go down and hit the subscribe, ring that bell notification. That will notify you every single time we drop a new video on any of these projects. And stay tuned to see what we work on next.